Imagine if your students could replace mental myths in the upper grades with tools for higher motivation and achievement in your class. Secondary and higher education brain-friendly learning communities can exchange myths for new realities with these easy-to-use brain-based tools. How so? You will find tools for two-footed questions which question from the student's interest on one foot and from deep into your content with the other foot. They'll find brain-based materials here to foster engagement in ways that they hadn't done in your class before, getting to apply your materials, and with student-ready, no prep needed tasks, they will begin to plan for new innovative ways to understand and use what you are teaching them in their lesson content through task cards that relate to the students' brains and to the lesson texts. Students will find usable brain facts here, but expressed in practical terms. There are student-ready materials that allow students to get to know some of the awesome parts of their brains that make a difference, and posters to display the interactive brain tasks that are related to any lesson or texts. For example, they'll have sample multiple intelligence tasks that engage all of their intelligence in your class. But what are these mental myths then that the students begin to identify? Well, they'll bust myths such as, it's best to learn a thing before you teach it to others. That's not so, and the opposite is true with the tools to help students teach others as they learn themselves to retain 90% more of your content. Another myth, discouragement is something that comes with a difficult situation. Not so. Discouragement is often a choice, and students learn to use brain chemicals and re-switch or reboot their brains in order to find new chemicals such as serotonin that help them to fuel learning success. So another myth, happiness has little to do with learning progress. Not so. Happiness is actually fueled by serotonin well-being chemicals, and these materials will help your students to see what that is, more importantly, how to get it. The students may have fallen, or even adults, into the myth that to get things off one's chest, it's good to vent about problems. The opposite is true when dealing with brain-based tasks. Venting is bad for brains. It actually shuts out solutions. They learn why and how to turn vents into something else that's more beneficial for their learning. Music comes into these myths because sometimes people feel that music has little place to play in the secondary learning settings. The opposite is true, and students will learn different genres of music that add concentration as they study. Exciting mental myths, more importantly, tasks that bust them. Students will find access also to many similar brain-based learning tasks for any topic you teach. Please do contact me and leave a brief positive review if you find these myths get busted in your class through the materials that are included in this resource, but do also contact me if there are any ways that I can address you and your students' needs, because I'll be honored to help you and support in any ways possible. To leave a comment or question, hit on the Ask a Question tab to the right of the Rating tab on my TPT site. The site's called Ellen Weber, Brain-Based Tasks for Upper Grades. I hope these myth-busting materials bring excellent support, the kind of quality you and your students deserve, the best. Enjoy.